Everybody, and welcome to Training Week, the second session today. We're really excited for you guys to be here. We're going to be talking about the dashboard and all of your settings, which are going to be important for you to understand everything that's going on. There are a lot of settings that you can utilize. A couple things just to make sure that you know before we dive into everything. This webinar is being recorded and we will get it out. The slide says tomorrow. We'll get it out to you guys on Monday so that you have all of the sessions from this week all in one place. And then you can also access it on Training Camp as well. If you have any questions as we're going through, please throw them into the Q&A tab. We'll be able to answer your questions a little bit easier that way. You can also throw them in the chat for our support to be able to help answer those questions. Okay, a couple things we're going to be going over. My name is Adria. If you were just on the last session, we were just on. I also have Jen Prescard, who is going to be presenting now. She's the customer training specialist. She's awesome. We're going to dive into your settings in your dashboard. We're going to show you where all of your settings are, how you can customize them, and what's applicable to each different role, which is going to be really awesome. I know a couple people from the last session had questions about that. And then how you can manually upload forms for everything that's applicable for your different right backs. So if you guys are integrated and not. We'll dive into your training and resources. We'll open it up to a Q&A, and then we will launch a survey here at the end just to make sure that we are getting your voices heard. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the time over to Jen.
Awesome. Thank you, Adria. Super excited, you guys. I get to talk about some of my favorite things with the new Weave experience today, so I feel super honored. I actually have the new Weave experience downloaded here. So you guys, if you haven't downloaded it yet, you can go into your admin portal. It'll look just like this, just in a web browser. You can tell that I'm not on a web browser. And right up here in the right-hand corner, download the Weave app. If you click that, it should give you two options, to download the Weave app or download the legacy app. So just so you are aware, the legacy app is the older version. So make sure you select that first option on the left-hand side. You'll be able to download it and log in so you get those pop-ups that you know and love. That's one of the things that I love with the new Weave experience here is I can actually switch while I'm in the app from my to my actual app, or I can always access my portal. So that's one of the things that I love, kind of that transparency that I can switch between the two and I don't have to open a new web browser. As you can see, my dashboard looks very cutesy here. I have some fun colors that I added, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. The first thing I want to show you here is your dashboard. So this dashboard, as soon as I log in, great page here. This dashboard is going to be custom to each login user. So what's nice is you guys can custom your dashboard to see whatever you guys want to see. So you can kind of base it on your role in the practice as well. As you can see with our dummy account, we don't have any calls coming in today, but this call result would show me how many calls we've received for the day, how many answered, how many have been missed, and how many have been abandoned. Now, abandoned means when a patient calls in, if they hang up before they get to voicemail. You can see some of the things I custom on here. This is a really great one for the front desk. It will show all of your confirmation statuses for the day. So I can look at my unconfirmed or confirmed patients for the day, which is really nice. I can easily call them, view the appointment here, access that patient household if I want to give them a call to confirm. But as you can see, it gives me a great general overview. If you guys are using payments, you can use payment summaries, phone shots. Right up here at the top, you can edit your dashboard. So this is where if you have everything you want, but it doesn't look nice, you can always hit tidy layout and it will kind of tidy it up for you. Or you can add your widgets here. So there's a lot of great widgets, and that's where it comes in to be able to customize it based on, you know, who you are in the practice. Maybe if you're the front desk and send out a lot of fax, you can add the fax widget to be able to easily start a fax from your dashboard. Messages, if you send out a lot of messages from the front desk, you can add that. Your appointments for the day, if you want to see the number of appointments scheduled for that day, your call reports, anything like this, you can just come in here, read a little bit about the widget, and if you want to add it to your dashboard, you can just hit add widget. So go through, check out these. They will give a little description on each of those, right? So if you guys are like doing a lot of payments in the office, you want to see your payment summaries, you can. Payments made in the last 24 hours. You want to look at your canceled patients, your quick fill, all the great things, a lot of good things to add. This is really great if you're a hygienist or if you do follow up for hygiene. This is a hygiene follow up, so it's going to show you how many patients you need to follow up with in regards to scheduling their hygiene. So a lot of great things here. Just remember, when you add widgets to your desktop, you have to make sure that you save it. If you don't save it, those updates will not update for you. So make sure you're always updating it. Excuse me. Now up here in the top right-hand corner, you'll see your initials on the very right-hand side. If you click that, that is going to show you who you're logged in as and a lot of our resources here for training. We've help, we've training camp, and where to connect your device. So once you do download the new Weave, you will want to connect your device. If you take calls, answer calls, place calls, you can easily click here and it'll take you to the settings to pair a new device. It will give you a 5-digit code. You'll want to type that into your phone and then hit the dial button. You'll see that it says syncing 321, and then you'll actually see it here. It will say connected to phone 101, 102, 103, whatever phone your extension is. So that will be really important as well. Right here is your notification. So this is where you're going to get all your notifications, all your texts, your calls, your reviews, if you have those set up. So you can always check there. This is your location. So I'm in the location cavity killers. This is only going to pertain to offices who have more than one location. And if they are a user at each location, they should be able to just come here, select your location, and then you can choose if you want to switch between locations, you can right there. One of the cool things that the new Weave has is you can actually access multiple locations at one time if you'd like. So instead of just going from one to the other, you can add both locations. Sometimes it can get a little messy with certain things, but it is nice if you want to see the schedule. Or like if you're logged into both locations, more than one, it would show you which location those text messages are coming from, which make it kind of nice as well. But what we're mainly going to focus on today is our settings. So right here, the little setting gear in the right-hand corner, this will take us to our settings. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about and show you guys is down here at the bottom. Now, just so you guys know, the personal settings look a little different if you are just accessing the new Weave from the web page. So in order to customize the color like I have, you will have to download the app. If I come here to my personal settings, first thing I can do is edit my profile. So if I want to add any information there, I can. This is also where you're going to come if you want to reset your password. If you want more security, to add an additional layer of security to your account during login, you can toggle that on and have the option to send a code via email or a code via text, just to confirm that it is you and it's not somebody else trying to use your login. So if you would like to have that turned on, you can. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for me. Now, back in the personal settings, our device connection is also here. So if you haven't connected your device yet, you can come here and pair the new device, just like you could from selecting your little icon there. Next one is your notifications. So we still have those pop-ups that we know and love in the new Weave experience. And these are all of our features that pop up. You guys may see less features here, and that just means that you might not have all of the features in your packages, like forms, things like that. You may not have if you haven't been using your digital forms. But each one of these, well, first, if we select in position and dismissal, This is where you can choose if that pop-up is going to stay popped up until you dismiss it, or if you want it to go away after 4 or 10 seconds. This notification position, if you want it in the top right of your desktop or the bottom right, you can change it up there. And then all of these are the pop-ups, like I just said, but if you click into each of them, you can toggle it on if you want to be notified if a chat message comes in. And you can also assign a sound. So if you do want a sound whenever a specific message comes in, you can come in here and choose it. I think these personal settings and each of these are really great because I've heard a lot of offices, sometimes they want to have Weave in the back office, but then they don't like having Weave in the back office because every time a text message or a fax comes in, they get a pop-up. So they're getting pop-ups all day and they're not the one to respond to those messages. So that's where you can really customize it based on what you're using Weave for. So if you're someone who doesn't handle fax, you could just come in here and toggle off fax, right? That means anytime a fax comes in, it's not going to pop up and bug you since you're not the one to respond to those fax. Forms, if you have forms, if you want to see pop up when forms are submitted back, you can. We have reviews, text messages, payments, and tags. So now, if you do want to get notified when you are tagged in a message, you can come in here and keep this toggle on. So that way, whenever you're tagged, you will get a notification. Remember, you can also turn on a sound. So if something's really important to you, like a tag, you can come in here and choose, hey, anytime I get a tag, I want the bell sound to play. The next thing is others. So notifications and call pops, you can have those on. And then custom your app. This is where it's really fun, where you can customize the color or the look of your app. Now remember, you won't have access to this if you're accessing it through the web page. So once you download it, you'll have the ability to come in here and customize. So if you kind of want to change the color up, you can. If you want to play around with it for different holidays or things like that, you can. I actually really like that purple one. I'm going to try that out for a little bit. Now we also have under preference accessibility. This is going to help you if you need some help, you need some accessibility. You can toggle this on and then open your preferences. And you'll see here that we have a few different, right? Seizure safety profile. So we're not going to have any flashes and reduce the colors. For vision impaired, if you want the wording to be a lot larger and easier to read, ADD friendly, things like that. So if you want to come in and test these out, you can. This is also where you can adjust your content, right? So if you want different things, how you want it, do you want it to be aligned centered, left, right, color adjustment, if you want it to be high saturated, low saturated, all of those great things. So can come in and customize a little bit more here if you do need help with any of that. All right, so after personal settings, we have organization settings. So this is going to be for your organization. User management will allow you to see all of your users. You can edit them here if you want to delete or edit a user. If a user has forgotten their password, you'll come here and edit your user and then scroll down and to email password reset link. You can also add new users here. So I had someone ask on the last training about chat, and they said, how do I get a user in chat? You actually have to create a login user for Weave in order for them to be able to be a user in the chat feature. So this is where you would come and do that. Billing information. So this is mainly just for admin. You can see your billing info here. Payment method in which you're paying Weave, invoice history. This will be your history for your payments to Weave for your system. Brand details, this is where you can add a logo for your branding. That's usually mostly used when you do have digital forms and you want to add a cutesy little logo to your forms. You can come here and add it, and we'll save. Phone number and porting. So this is where you're going to find all of the numbers that have been ported over to Weave. So if you're wondering like, hey, you know, did I port that number over? Do I have more than one number? You can come here, check all of the phone numbers you have and what type they are. Is it a voice or is it a fax? If you need to port more numbers, if you'd like maybe haven't ported your fax line yet and now you want to move forward with fax, you can always come here, add your information here to get that started. All right, so as far as the other settings over here, up at the top we have tags. You guys, our new and improved tags are so amazing. Love them so much. You can see here that I can filter through locations. So if I have multiple locations and I did select them, this is where I can filter to see what I have with each location. Here I can see all my default tags, okay? Each of these are enabled, like cancellations, confirmation with question, maybe they confirmed, but they also have a question, schedule if they're requesting to schedule an appointment, or urgent. Now you can see that they're all turned on. So these tags can happen automatically or manually if you want to still use this tag, but that's what Weave Assistant is. So this Weave Assistant is AI Assist. Essentially, they're going to read the text message as it comes in. And if it is somebody canceling or they confirmed but they have a question, we will just automatically mark that tag. Now, if you want, you can also add users. So if, you know, somebody deals with scheduling and you want to add them so they can be notified when anything is tagged to them, you can go into the tag and then add the user, right? If I wanted Adria to be able to get notified anytime cancellation automatically tagged, I could come in here and add her to that. Really great. These are our default tags, the ones that Weave Assist will work with. Now, if you see a tag that you see that there's not a tag here that you want to create, you can also create your own down here. Make it whatever you want, assign whatever users you want. Your tags will not have the Weave Assist, so you will have to manually tag the message. And tomorrow, you guys, at the same time, same place, Adria and I are going over messaging in the new Weave, and we'll talk a little bit more about tagging as well. But here's where you can create those tags to be able to manually notify. Now, remember, you have to assign a user if you want them to get that notification when a message is tagged to them. All right, our next setting is going to be email. So this is where you can set up your email. So this is going to be all replies will be sent to this email address. So if you have automated emails going out to notify patients, if anybody responds, it's going to go to whatever email you have set here, and that's like for your organization in general. If you want to manage your domains, you can here. And our next one is fax. So this is where our fax setting is, but currently when you select it, it will open an external browser and take you to the fax in the admin portal. So just be aware of that. Some of these settings still will switch you over, open the browser to go to the admin portal. We are working on it. We're hoping soon that all of your settings will be available here, but they're just not all quite there yet. Forms. Now, you guys, Forms is an add-on feature. So you may not have forms. If you don't, that's okay. You can just disregard this section. But here are everything for your forms, right? So your write backs, if you do have a software that does write back with Weave, you can come in here and you have 3 separate options. Do I want to turn it off? Do I want it to manually approve any of these, or do I want it to automatically happen? So you can come in there. We will be having an overview on forms on Thursday as well, where we're talking more in depth with these. That's where you'll find all of your forms. Insurance, this will be for insurance verification. So if you guys do have a package that has insurance verification, this is where you'll come and you'll be able to Choose the days before the appointment that Weave is going to try to automatically verify that patient's insurance. So the default will be 7 days if you have it, but you can always change it if you want it to verify a day before or 2 weeks before. You can come in here and customize when we will automatically try to get that verification. Your messages here. Now, this is your general message setting for now, but I was just informed by the PM over messaging that we're supposed to be launching a big release as far as messaging setting goes in November. So keep an eye out in your messages. Come here and check because there's some really cool features coming out in messaging that might be useful to you. As it stands, if you want the little yellow dot for unreplied messages, you can turn this on. Now, I think Adria showed in the previous overview, but in your messages now, there's not just actionable and all, there's different filters. So you do have an unread filter or an unreplied. This is just allowing to have that little yellow dot as well to show on the unreplied if you're looking at all the messages. Tag management here will take you back to tags. So you can just access tags from the tags and settings or through messages and tags. Auto messaging. I know a lot of offices get really frustrated when all of the patients are texting in just to confirm their appointments and they're all unread messages, because then the staff has to go through and open each of the message so it's not, so it's showing as read. So if you come in here to your message settings and toggle this on, that's just saying we will automatically mark all the confirmations as read as long as they don't have another question attached to it. And if we were able to automatically confirm them in your practice management system. Auto message inbox visibility. So if you toggle this on, when an auto message is sent to a contact, we will move that message to the top of your inbox. So it'll go to the top of your inbox, allow you to see that. Now the next setting here, manage your auto messages. You can see the little arrow letting you know it's going to open the admin portal and take you to messages and auto messages in your settings in the admin portal. Bulk messaging, if you guys do have bulk messaging, this is just a shortcut to get you to your bulk messages in the admin portal under messages and bulk messaging. Message queue. So if you want to look at your message queue, this essentially is going to show you all of the messages that are queued up to go out with your auto messages and what messages were able to be delivered or not. So if you ever have a question, hey, did that patient receive a message or anything like that, you can open up the queue and it will be able to give you details on that. This is where you can manage your message templates. So click in here, I can see all of my templates that I've had created. Create a new template here. I can walk through and customize whatever template I want to go out. You can see that there are a few. There's a template you can create for payments, review request forms, or schedule. And then you can just type out your message here. Hey, there. You can also use these variations if you want to add like the patient's first name, right? This is your practice name, whatever you want to say there. If you have that patient's first name added in your practice management, it will input that information. I love the template feature, you guys. So great. One of my favorites. So yep, access them there. Just so you know, if you guys are working on the Weave Legacy app, I don't think the templates transfer over to the new Weave, but you can import them here. So if you do have templates that you're using in the Legacy app, you can come in here and upload them. Or of course, copy and paste them. Text Connect settings. So again, this is a feature. Text Connect is the option to add to your web page if you want a patient to start a text conversation from your website. So if you click here, this will take you to your Text Connect settings. That is also under messages in your admin portal where you can adjust those settings. Here under payments, all of your payment settings. So everything that you have here, payments, as well as your online bill pay, where you can copy your link, copy your embedment, or you can also save this QR code This will be custom and personalized to your practice. I have a lot of offices that actually will save this image, print it out, frame it, and put it on their front desk. So if anybody's like, oh yeah, I need to pay my old bill, you can just let them know, hey, you can scan that QR code right there and put your information in, and we'll be good to go. And that makes it really nice there. Phone settings. These are going to have extensive settings for all of your phone setup. So don't have time to go through each of these, but just so you know, you do have your main line here. That will take you to the admin portal as well. Overrides, if you need to turn on a phone override to override your current office hour setup and go immediately to voicemail or forward to a 10-digit number, that's where you'll set that up. Office hours, which are linked to your phone. So if you need to change your hours, you can do that there. Call groups, call queues, your phone trees are here, also your voicemail boxes. Audio library is where all your audio will be stored when you upload audio for your phone. Call blocking, if you ever need to block a phone number. Call recordings. If you do have call recordings turned on, this is where you can access it. You can also turn it on. We now do have the option to select the recording rules. So if you want, you can record all calls in your office, only inbound or only outbound. So I have a lot of great options there. Hold music, this is what's on your current hold music, but you can customize it if you want to add your custom audio or just choose from one of ours. You can do that there. Here's your device settings. So this is for your specific device. E911 address is going to be the address in which you're essentially located. So if an emergency does happen, we do have your location connected to your phone. So if you do work from home or, have a soft phone and you're kind of transferring from location to location, make sure to add all your addresses and just make sure to select the correct address that you'll be at that day, just for safety reasons. Contact directory if you need it, and your line keys. Your line keys are going to be specific to your phone. Each of those keys on your phone right next to the screen, those are line keys, so you can customize what those look like. Reviews, here's where you can manage your reviews. It will take you to the admin portal where you can log in. That'll be really great there. Schedule. So here's your general, your office hours. This is going to be for online scheduling. So again, some of you guys might not be using the online scheduling request. Don't really have to worry about this, but this is just where you can come in and customize everything for your online scheduling. So the office hours, essentially the hours that patients can request an appointment, your providers, each individual provider will be listed here, as well as you can edit the provider's individual schedule. So if the provider has a different schedule from your general office hours, you can manage them there. Appointment types, these are the appointment types of which patients can request. So for mine, they can request a cleaning annual, a consultation, or a crown. So that's essentially what will give them the options when they try to request an appointment. Message templates, these will be the two default templates. When you essentially, when they send out an appointment request, they will receive a response. You can edit it there. And then if you confirm the appointment, the date and time that they wanted, you will also get that confirmation. Online scheduling custom fields here. This is going to be what your patient fills out when they use the online scheduling link. And booking site setup. So once you have everything here, this will open up to the Weave admin portal, but it will have the link that you can add to your website. Image gallery is going to be where all of your images are. You can save images here for email marketing, stuff like that. If you want to look for stocked images, you can. And then the last one down here is your subscription. Guys, this is very important. If you're still here, come check it out and see this awesome option, because I feel like a lot of people just want to know, what features do I have available with Weave? What can I use? If you come to your settings under subscription, this is also in your admin portal under subscription, you can view your plan. So you can actually see what you're paying for with Weave, and you can hit view details and it will give you all the details of what you have access to. So I know a lot of people schedule one-on-one calls with me and they're just like, hey, I feel like we're not using Weave. but they don't know what they're not using. So this is where it's really cool. You can come in, view your plan, see what you have. You can even take one of these if you're like, hey, what's call analytics? You can copy this and you can take it over to Weave Help or Weave Training Camp and paste it into the search field, and it will bring up training articles or videos on that specific feature. If you are management, you can manage your subscriptions here. So you can see what subscriptions we have available. If you do want to upgrade or anything like that, you can do that here. And then we also have add-ons. So it will show you any add-ons. If you have those add-ons, it will show you. A lot of our add-ons will have 30-day free trials, which is super nice. So if you see any you're interested in and you want to try it, you can. So yeah, really great place to come under subscriptions if you want to see what you have. Yeah, so guys, I knew this was going to be a long one. There's just a lot to cover when it comes to our dashboard and our settings because we have so much in it. So I feel bad I took all the time going through those settings. I hope it was helpful for you guys. Yeah. Now what I want to do is launch our survey. I don't think we were able to do that. Oh, Adria, did you launch that for me?
Yes, I launched it just.
Oh. Okay, awesome. So we just launched the survey. If you guys see it there in the chat to give us some feedback on this particular session, that would be great.
Really quick, there are just a couple of things I want to just add really fast, Jen.
Okay.
We've had a lot of questions about insurance verification. There is a link on our website that goes over insurance verification, and I'll add it into the chat here in just a second. I'll pull it up. But if you guys have more questions about insurance verification, or if there is anything like that, it is exclusive for our dental offices right now, which I'm just going to add this link in so you guys can view all of that information for insurance verification. But just keep that in mind. You do need to be integrated, and it is dental only at the moment. A lot of the time, we've gone over a lot of things, and there's a lot of settings that Jen did go over today. And I know it feels a little overwhelming with everything, but just keep in mind this is going to be recorded for you so you can go back and watch it. You can also access all information about Weave through Weave Help and Weave Training Camp. So please make sure that you are accessing that information. And then if you guys have any other questions, please let me know. We will try and answer all these questions that came through. I'll stay on and answer a couple more. But please stay tuned for our next sessions later this week, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Just keep in mind, these will be sent out to you guys on Monday, so you guys will have those recordings. Thanks so much for joining, you guys, and have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.